Wait, these aren't whites. They're Italians.
All right, I don't think that this is a endorsement necessarily, but this podcast is definitely brought to you by Jim Flanagan's fucking no-tap bowling tournament yesterday. I had a lot of fun. That was certainly a good time. I have never bowled in a bowling tournament before that wasn't a class or anything. And
I'm late.
Nah, you're good. I think we ended up doing all right. Me and Ben had a good time bowling yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Made friends with a lot of the other teams. I think we finished like in the teens. There was a lot of whatchamacallit.
Like you play out of Kingpin or
Kingpin. It was like a no tap two by leagues or 2 by tournaments. So like me, one other dude from my team signed up, and then we were playing a bunch of other twofers. We finished like.
What is no tap, Joseph? I've heard this term, but I'm a very filthy casual bowler.
So you know how 10 pins is a strike.
If you leave a pin, it counts as a strike.
Yeah, so 9 pins is a strike. So I had like
that's pretty gay.
I had a pretty good run yesterday.
Rolled a freaking 300, dude.
There was multiple 300s rolled, but like I mean, it's 9s.
How many times do you hang a fucking 7 or a 10?
It's just it. It was like, dude, I had a streak where I got 8 9s in a row, and then I fucking left the 10, the 10th frame. I just dropped the ball right in the gutter on the first throw.
Oops.
Never recovered. Yeah, I did that a lot yesterday. There's a guy, and I mean, I don't bowl with a thumb, and I've told you this. I've expressed this before.
Me neither.
Well, you're a two-hander. I'm a
That's
one.
a recent two-hander.
No, but like the rule is now if you bowl with, you can't have a counterweight. You have to have every hole occupied by a finger. So it's because of belt.
Fuck yeah, dude, these guys.
Chicks just squirting all over the lanes. A lot of oil.
Come here, sweetheart. Every hole must be occupied by a finger.
It's easy to pick up chicks. You pick them up like bowling balls.
One in Tuckahoe. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink, dude.
They're all stinky.
That was their gang sign.
I thought it was
the shocker.
Team Taco.
No, that they were TT. They are TT.
Yeah.
We'll respect TT, but their gang sign was. I think they kept it to. They go like this all the time. They'd be like, "Yeah," which I think didn't they just hack that from like Jeff Hardy or something?
I don't know, probably.
I'm pretty sure it was like a WWE thing.
Yeah.
Dude, shocker, dude.
But no, the no tap was fun. What were we talking about right before you got the fucking shocker?
Fingers must occupy all holes.
Yeah, so
you're calling me a two-hander.
No, but like,
I used to roll like you, but then I had it would hurt my wrist after like 5 games, and that's the only reason I switched over. Johnny was a two-hander. He tried to convert me. I'm like, that's pretty gay. I don't like it. But then I would go by myself on like Friday night, and I would roll 10 games, and by like the 5th, my wrist was killing me.
Yeah.
So then I just out of wanting to bowl more that night, I was like, I guess I'm gonna try this two-hand thing. And it literally is like I had some beginner's luck with it, and I'm like, this is my lane now. And like, fucking no pun intended.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not very good. One or two-handed, I still suck.
But regardless, like it's a recent rule, and because of that, I have to palm the ball. I don't roll with 2 hands, but I don't use a thumb. I have like a rather unorthodox approach. I approach real slow, and then really put a lot of oomph behind the ball.
When you say you palm it, you don't put
a thumb in.
Okay.
Yeah. So like,
I thought you weren't putting anything in. Like you were just palming it like MJ.
Just these two fingers in, and then the thumb hole. Yeah, exactly, with Diddler. But then the thumb I have out because the thumb I can't do the handshake correctly. Like you got to pin. Like I just can't do it right. So like I have to bowl that way. And yeah, like because of that, like my hands kind of like my palms get sensitive to like when there's a temperature change or like the oil conditions are particularly slick. But there's a guy that had a rosin bag that just fucking emptied it all over the fucking couch, like like the couches at Kingpin. They emptied it all over the fucking couch. So I put my wipe rag in it, and I got rosin all over my ball and my hand. So my hand started sweating.
Like hash rosin, dude?
No, not like hash.
Lit?
No, like the like a rosin bag, like a talcum powder bag.
Yeah, I'm just fucking.
Yeah, no, it fucking.
There's definitely some stoner listeners going like, nice rosin,
dude. You're
solventless gang, dude.
You rubbing fucking RSO.
Low temp or no temp, doggy.
You fucking putting some BHO on your ball to get it fucking higher score, bro.
The terps.
Dude, the fucking hash oil makes it spin harder, bro.
I hate weed.
I do too.
It's okay.
I really hate.
Let's fire up a blunt.
Yeah, let's do it. This podcast is brought to you by Herbal Bliss.
When you said rosin, I pictured like a sticky substance.
Yeah,
like
it is a sticky. Yeah, it is.
The powder bag's sticky?
Yeah, it's meant for like.
I thought it was like baby powder, like make your hands not sweat.
Well, that's just it. It's meant to be. It's not. It's meant to absorb moisture, but the more you put on over time, your hand will sweat because it's trying to. Your hands will get greasy trying to get it off over time.
Putting fucking PJ1 on your goddamn hands. Dude.
Nah, it was fucking annoying. So like a ball, I would go to throw and I would just drop it right in the gutter, and I did it like 4 times yesterday. It was very annoying. It was because I had no
going up the third time, like
yeah,
what not to do, but it's just you can't fucking. As soon as you let it go, you're like,
it's like watching something. It's like when you squeeze something out of your hand. It's that same sensation where you're like, that just felt wrong. Like I didn't.
You could do it even. Yeah. I know you don't like basketball, but there's a lot of times where like, as soon as you let the shot go,
yeah,
like, before you even see it in the air, you're like, that's off right. Like,
yeah,
it rolled off my hand wrong.
Yeah, like, you're trying to like place it or whatever, and it's like there's no spin. It's gonna bounce. Like, yeah, I know exactly. Or like for me, when you hit a baseball or like I guess for you a slap shot or whatever wrong, but like when like you hit a baseball and it stings your hands, and you're like that just didn't. It was that same sensation where you're just like it's just not right. Like it gives you chills.
And then the walk back, you're just like you're looking like. Well, angry but not too angry, you know what I'm saying? You're just like, sorry, boys.
They really rub it into my Thursday night league because if you throw a gutter ball, everybody on the lanes around you, everybody goes, aww, and then in unison goes, you suck! And then there's this old black dude named George who wanders around with a Bud Light and just goes,
I could diffuse that situation real quick, George.
George in the fucking mouth.
Just one word, and it would clear the joint out.
You're outnumbered there, kid. Yeah,
I could fucking take them all on with that word.
There's actually something I saw, and it made me wonder because there is the occasional kids party. How many 5-year-olds do you think you could fight before they would like overtake
you? It's a pretty common question. I've seen it on like Barstool and like all those shows. I think a good amount.
I'm going to say like 20, probably. Like 20, 25, like in that range. Like, and we're talking like healthy American 5-year-old. Well, maybe not healthy American 5-year-old. The normal.
Little fucking rotund 5-year-olds like us. Like us, literally.
We're fighting those little Chinese kids that smoke cigarettes. Those are some
the
tough
vape
fucking
factory
kids.
testers.
Dude, I was watching some kid making tires in China yesterday in a factory. He was 3 years old and he was smoking a cigarette and making tires.
Gotta get Vincent to work, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
He's
a man.
Legit, how many, like, so what are the parameters of this? Just bare knuckle combat?
Yeah, bare knuckle combat, no weapons.
Are they coming in like waves? Is this like Bull in the Ring?
All right,
are they surrounding me?
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna call
one
it
at a time.
a
lot.
We're gonna call it like an organic fight. Like, have you ever seen those like 50-on-50 Russian like soccer hooligan fights where they're like it's like an entire city block? It's one of those where it's like a horde of them against you.
My number's going down.
But okay, so like where were you?
If we were 1v1, and I was gonna say like 50. Like I'm just
okay. Have you ever seen that fight scene from Old Boy?
But if they team up.
Yeah, that's just it.
My kid's 1.5, and he fucking jumps up and down on my head.
They're 5, though. You got to think about that. I don't think they understand like the true like camaraderie aspect of it. Like, I think they're probably just gonna bite and scream.
No, but if I'm hitting them, they might, instinctively just all be like, "Hey, fuck this guy," and like start gnawing on my leg.
I mean, I think that they're gonna have drive.
This is not where I foresass this podcast
No, this is not.
How many 10-year-olds could you kick in the teeth?
Yeah,
sorry, my bad.
Excuse me, less 10-year-olds.
Half 10.
For the only 10-year-old that I had for reference, I guess, was
the one on your brother-in-law's phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, chopped that part. My bad.
No, you're fine, dude. He's gonna get shot. No, the
podcast is sponsored by To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, for real, Chris Hansen. You're welcome. Come on down. Why don't you sit down? No, the sorry. You're fine, dude. I'm so derailed already. That's great. No, the only
it's kind of a cliffhanger for a lot of people. Well, like, what the fuck was that about? Who's Joe's brother-in-law?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Again, Jay's gonna be like,
delete that part.
Joe, you can't be talking about it like that. Joe, come on.
No, there's a guy that got caught.
No, I'm not.
Perusing the internet.
We're not talking
the dark
about it.
arts.
We're not talking about it. No.
You connect the dots.
No.
Leave it in the comment section.
Yeah,
what you think.
You guess.
Get us flagged.
You guess what it is. But no. Jesus Christ!
This is all getting chopped.
No, it's not getting chopped. We're going. We're going. 10. No, how many 10-year-olds? No, I don't think I could fight like more than like 5 10-year-olds probably because they're 10, stronger. Yeah, like
I
they're
was
stronger.
Kind of a beast at 10.
I was like,
I would put up a fight against myself now at 10.
There's a picture somewhere of all of us in my 3rd grade, I want to say, birthday party trying to drown Jay, and it's like we're at Outdoor World, and it's him in a pool.
He's got like real panic in his eyes.
It's not real panic. He was shaking us off pretty well, but we were like, he's in knee deep water. It's not like we're gonna get him under, but like literally, there's like Sarah on like his arm, my friend Vinny Murphy on like the other arm, me and my friend Johnny Prutting at his legs trying to like take him out, and then like I think Danielle Parsons like kicking his knees. We're just trying to like get him down. And it was like throwing us off, but we had him pretty well held. I just remember
it's gonna
like
be fun for him. Feel like Godzilla.
He said, dude. He sent my friend CJ flying. Like I forget if we were doing that or if he just like was like picking kids up and throwing them into the pool for fun, for his own sick pleasure. Are you looking forward to that? Like being like a dad, like going to a barbecue?
I already do it. Not like I don't like beat up a bunch of 10-year-olds, but like me and him like rough and tumble play all the time. They say it's good for them, but it's just even if I didn't see a TikTok being like this is healthy for children, like it's just it like naturally happens. Like he just climbs on my head and like jumps up and down, and then I like throw him off, and then we wrestle, and I win because he's a baby.
Pin him. It'd be funny if he was winning.
I'm undefeated. I just hold up the belt. Like Tina, count it down. 1, 2.
He's got a knee on his neck.
He's not named George.
Yeah. Well.
Boo.
Yeah.
It's
made me sad.
It's kind of a silly question.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's not like a... You really think you could fight off 20 of them at once? They're all coming at you?
Yeah, like, I mean, I've seen those, like I said, like, the frame of reference I have is that, like, it's an alleyway or something like that. It's an isolated environment where it's just me and, like, 20 of these fucking children, like, 5-year-olds. 5-year-olds, they're pre-K, right? Pre-K to kindergarten. Like, I mean, they're not, like, massive, but they are... enough. There's enough
little weight to them.
Yeah, there's enough mass there, but like I mean, one of them I could pick up and just
start 60 pounds.
Start swinging one by the fucking ankle at the other ones, and it's like that's
an advantage. That's gonna strike fear. You're gonna wipe out half.
That's
of them.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that kid's dead.
They're
already.
Gonna retreat.
And then like I mean,
we're fighting to the death.
Oh, I mean, maybe. I mean, that kid's
I don't want to kill him.
I was hoping to take a few of them out. Like, no, the bigger question is, what color are these kids?
Just a nice assortment, like a fucking Skittles bag.
Like a melange. Okay. So we got like, I mean, I'm probably gonna go for like a Scandinavian kid though. They're lanky, or maybe like an African kid, like someone
the
lanky.
Kid first, dude.
Well, I mean, that's a no contest. They're just gonna stomp. What is it? 20 at 19. They're stomping Santino out.
Huh?
Andrew, the ginger kid. They're gonna kill. They're gonna turn on him, kill him just because.
I thought you meant age. I'm like, wait, we're fighting 19-year-olds now. Like what?
No, Andrew Santino.
No, you said 20 or 19 or something.
Well, 20.
Yeah, I get it.
Kids, now. And then subtract maths.
I don't know nothing, dude.
All right, let's talk NASCAR.
Bobby Altoff's hot.
Yeah, what you want to talk? What
you said Santino.
What you want to talk? Because I mean, that was. I
enjoy her bitchy personality. I know it's her bit or whatever, but
do you like her? Like, do you?
I think she's funny.
Okay.
Like, I don't like go out like seeking her content, but it. Fucking reels and shit. It just pops up every now and then. Especially the ones with Santino. They're popping up for me a lot.
Yeah, there's been a lot of them lately.
She's got a real dry sense of humor. I think she's funny.
Yeah. Do you think that like obviously like it's for effect. Like she obviously knows she's being funny and like or like the awkwardness or whatever that
it's her shtick.
Yeah, it's her shtick. But like, do you think like the thing where it's like other people being like, oh, she's on a podcast or whatever, and she's like getting roasted by rappers or whatever. I think that's like
kind
of
a more recent thing.
Yeah, it's like kind of like that's like phony.
Yeah, a lot of black people think she's like a culture vulture because she was like interviewing a bunch of black dudes in the beginning. But like, I don't know. Well, this is like. I don't want to get into race, but it's just like
dive into it, like because that's what I said about. I brought up Nardawar.
They want to talk about like inclusivity, but then when like. they get included. They're like, you're stealing our culture. Like, it's just like, they're just people. Like, they're famous people that she's interviewing. Like, if Mac Miller was around, or she could get an interview with Eminem and he was still culturally relevant, then like, I don't think she's just interviewing them because they're black. She's interviewing them because they're famous musicians.
Rappers,
They're musical artists, not musicians, but like,
still like they
famous
have talent.
fucking acts. Like,
they're she's interviewing them on the merit
and
of their
because they're
talent.
pop culture. Like, they're like the biggest things, you know, with the certain target demos. Like, rap is huge. Like, I don't know. I've seen the culture vulture thing about her before, and then like Young Thug or someone like shit on her, and not Young Thug, he's in jail. It was a Drake or someone.
There's a female rapper. It's not like one of the like Megan Thee Stallions or one. It's not like one of them, but it was like a rather well-known female artist said that
Sexy Red.
I don't know, maybe someone, but yeah, there was.
What's her song?
I don't know.
Sexy Red.
Now you're completely out of my wheelhouse.
Pussy pink, booty hole brown.
What's the Ice Spice?
She's like, I want to fuck. I just left Pound Town. My coochie pink, my booty hole brown. That's her bar.
Nice.
That's pretty fucking wild.
That's good.
That's aggressive.
That's a good egg right there.
She's a mom.
Well, one of my
she has like 3 kids.
One of my favorites.
What was your mom's favorite smash hit? She was talking about her brown coochie and her pink butthole.
Casey, this one time I came into Casey's apartment, and her and her roommate. Actually, shout out Becca Hahn. Shout out Casey and shout out Becca. They were in their underwear on the couch watching this rapper named Bukake or no Cupcake.
Yeah,
it's like this like fat
like
black
cupcake.
Yeah, but like spelled like Bukake.
Yeah,
it's like she raps about being like fat and eating donuts and like getting too much like cream in her like coffee and whatnot. Like she's hilarious.
There's a dude version that's BFB to Pac-Man, and he's like just this fat dude who's just like similar things. Like, well, his whole thing isn't just eating food, like, but
it of that ilk, right?
It's just,
like,
it's just degeneracy.
So like no, there's like people though that like I respect
Jelly Roll.
I like well not him, but like, I think he's an industry plant. That's all. Like but anyway, the fucking the reason I brought her up was because like Nardwuar got accused of the same shit back in like the early 2000s, and
same with DJ Vlad. He's a culture vulture.
Well,
he's a Fed.
Adam 22.
Same with him.
Yeah, so like,
so if you're white and involved in rap at all, you're a fucking.
Well, that's just it. Adam 22's kind of like turned the corner recently. Like I've noticed that he's had a lot more rapper specific, like people that he's had on No Jumper that were like rap like centric early on. Like I don't know. I'm drawing it. I did a little research
when he started. He was like this was probably 10 years ago now. He originally was like a BMX dude. And he had like a BMX shop in LA.
Yeah.
And he was just, he was like a vlogger. And then he starts up like a studio. And he was the guy who was like finding these up and coming SoundCloud artists. And like he did a lot of like people who are very famous now. They did their first interview on No Jumper 10 years ago type thing. Like he was discovering new talent on SoundCloud. And like people hate on him for that. And like I like that part of Adam 22, and I think the stuff where he has his wife getting plowed by a dude on the internet. Now I'm like, I'm not going along with that, man. Go back to your roots. Just hit up SoundCloud, find some new up and comers, fucking give them their big break.
Anyway, I've been his reels have been gracing me, and I have been seeing that there's a lot more
pimp ones. He's got.
Well, I know he had the Lil Kelp. We talked about that on here. Where Lil Kelp got punched in the mouth, but yeah, there has been a lot of pimps. There's
these 2 guys that like have their own show, and they're literally like 2 like retired pimps, and I forget their names.
Well, there was one.
Was the guy who smacked that other dude for
Lil Kelpie?
Yeah, but I forget the guy's name that like.
There's the Crip Mac guy too, who just like
fucking. He's a fake Crip.
Yeah, and he got beat up by some MS-13. They had like a real weird street gang name.
Hood.
They were like they were like the Wonder
He's
Crew
an
or something.
plant.
Yeah, Crip Mac is fucking weird.
I think he's in jail right now. I'm pretty sure he got locked up with guns or something.
Yeah, he got out though and was beat up by a bunch of Latino gangbangers for being in the wrong neighborhood. And then like there's like a video of him like a week or 2 ago, him like in his underwear on like a street corner, getting his head kicked by like these fucking Latino gangbangers. Dudes. And then what's that guy with like he's missing a tooth, and he was claiming that he was doing a character or something and pretending to get kidnapped. He's another prison not
Jumpsuit Pablo.
Yeah, Jumpsuit Pablo.
I watched that whole saga.
Yeah.
I
was compelled by that. It
was fake. He's interesting, but he's like a little too deep for me.
Yeah,
like his delivery, you know what I'm saying, where he just does that. He
rambles a lot.
And he just does that like slow like pregnant pauses and like just. He's good. He's great. He's a massive big following.
Yeah.
Congrats to him on success. He did like 11 years. He did no fucking joke of a fucking stint. Like a lot of the prison YouTubers, I know After Prison Show did like 7 or 8.
Who's the guy
a lot
with
of them only did like a few years.
The neck tattoos and everything, JC or something like
23 and 1 Lockdown?
No, not him. It's like
he's my favorite one.
No, he
Shout
sucks.
out to Josh. 23 and 1, you don't like?
No. The Tim fucking whatever. The guys.
I'm not familiar with this guy.
Okay, there's one that's named like JC or something like that. Or JD.
The guy who's like looks like he's on steroids and cocaine.
High blood pressure.
He sucks, dude.
There's homos. Like he's just like Alex Jones, but like prison vlogger. That guy. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. That guy.
Yeah.
He's always wearing sunglasses and like yelling at his wife.
He's like buff.
Yeah, but he's cool. He's like actually like pretty insightful. He was the dude I found Pablo through him, but no, there's this other guy who like had like he was a prison YouTuber that like now is like I don't know. Spencer Cornelia just did an expose on him, but like he was one of those like I was in prison and now I'm a multimillionaire, and he's basically just selling pyramid schemes and like life fucking coaching shit, like scams basically.
Wonder who that was.
I'll look it up real quick.
My favorite I said was 23 and 1, but my favorite guy, he's not necessarily a prison channel. He did do 13 years in prison. It's Matt Cox.
I'm familiar with the name. I don't know his content though.
He was one of the most notorious fraudsters, bank fraud or mortgage fraud. He made like millions of dollars in the early 2000s. He had one of those like I almost got away with it or whatever MSNBC documentaries.
Like Mad Money or Greed, American Greed, something like that.
It was actually American Greed, but we've talked about him here before. He did Concrete, and he's done it probably 20 times now, and he has a good following on YouTube.
I forget his name.
I don't know him.
It's like Tim or something like that, but he's like the guy who's like,
great listening. Hey, it's this guy Josh on YouTube. Go look him up.
What the fuck is his name?
Matt Cox, though, if you COX, he's got his own channel and he's on a ton of different interviews. He did like the LifeLock commercials that were going around for a while.
Wes Watson's his name.
I'm not familiar with him. I've heard his name, but I don't know anything.
I just wanted to get the name. I'm sorry.
If you're interested in like true crime or anything like that, Matt Cox is a great listen. Good long form shows. I haven't listened to him in a while actually, but used to listen to him a lot while I'm working. He's a real interesting dude. Bank fraud. He was kind of like a catch me if you can type dude. Like he would just move to a different city and like he was just printing new IDs and like homeless dudes' names and shit. And, like, yeah, he had like real licenses and other people's names. He just had like 10 aliases, and he would just get burnt in like Georgia, and he'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna drive to Texas now," and like just have like $1 million in a suitcase and start over. Like,
you know what's weird is like I hear about that, and it was like something that was like real common, like before fucking computers and shit like that. But like, yeah, there was like some guy I worked with on the movies. I don't know if it was like someone he knew, but he was from Texas, and he was saying that he got busted stealing car stereos back in the day, and he got away with it for something like 12 years. Like and I'm not like saying like he was like stole like 2 or 3. He stole like a couple hundred.
He's making a career.
Yeah, like he like was in I want to say Austin or like San Antonio.
Now, is he just stealing? That just blinked. Is that all good?
Yeah, it's probably the power source fucking because of the wind.
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to make sure it wasn't like...
Let me check it real quick.
We're like 20 minutes in and just lose the next 2 hours.
But no, it wasn't like the whole stereo system. Him and his buddies had a whole enterprise. It was like mid-90s, so like 94, 95, something like that. So he was in Texas, and what they would do is they knew that there's like a blind alley in this like one part of town where people would go to this bar and like leave their cars for like hours on end. And like sometimes drive home like with other people and just like so it was like kind of an inconspicuous spot. So him and these 2 like Mexican gangbanger dudes
constantly hitting this alley.
Dude,
their honey hole.
They had a system where my buddy, I can say his name is Miguel. Miguel, good luck finding him. I think it was
that's what I'm saying.
It's like good luck.
Look up Jose Diaz. Good luck, cocksucker.
I won't even tell you what movie I worked on with him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Miguel almost killed my boss one time too. He sold him fucking Molly that had fentanyl in it right before Mardi Gras.
This isn't fun anymore.
He went down during a parade.
It's not good.
My boss almost died because this guy gave him fucking fentanyl by accident.
That's horrible.
Yeah,
Molly, you think you're just gonna go in and have like a jolly good time, and like listen to some dubstep, and now you're like fucking foaming at the mouth and dying.
He's on a parade route in Mardi Gras in New Orleans, walking around, like in full fucking regalia, and then it's just like, this ain't smiles and fucking, like you said, it's like, I'm having a heart attack.
My organs feel cold.
Fucking falls over. It's just like in the street getting like CPR from some fucking drunk fireman, like from Poughkeepsie.
Think they just Narcaned him?
Oh, they knew what was up. Yeah, they have people all over the place down there. Anyway, so this
Damn, dude.
This guy's
That's
fucking,
a gnarly one.
This guy's scheme used to be, he would go to an adjacent corner with a BB gun, and there's a small window. You see on your truck how there's that triangular window all the way towards the front. Yeah,
that's my air conditioning.
So that one doesn't have tempered glass. It's not auto glass. It's like regular ass glass. So he figured out that with like a certain caliber of BB, you could shoot that window out and it would be quiet. So they would shoot the window out. You wouldn't hear the glass break most of the time.
As a man who shot a window out accidentally, it's pretty quiet.
Yeah, and he the two guys would run in. One dude would pop the fucking the latch, and the other guy would already be in there unwiring everything, making sure the alarm didn't go off. They had the thing down to like a minute flat, if that. And
to make what, $200 for a fucking car stereo?
This was the 90s. They were so much more like dude.
It's like when TVs were like $2,000.
Bro, like a stereo, a good stereo system in like 1994 was like $1,300, which today is like probably like $2,800. Like it was a lot.
So in
of
today's money, they're running like $3,000 clip, whacking up with what, 2 or 3 guys?
Dude, yeah, like he was doing this for years, and then he got caught, and they put him on probation. But like a condition of his probation was he couldn't leave his town, so he just changed his last name for like I think like 12, 13 years, 11, 12 years, something like that, and just moved to another state, and then eventually got a DUI, and they were like, wait a minute, you don't have a social security number. Ran his fingerprints, and were like, hey, your fingerprints come back to this other guy named Miguel in a case in Texas. So they sent him to OPP for like 2 months while they were trying to figure out where to send him to. Something happened with the ACLU, I think, stepped in and like got him like conditional discharge, and he voluntarily went back to Texas or something. But yeah, anyway, he was
on not house arrest, he was on town arrest. Like he wasn't allowed to leave his town.
He was on
bond.
He was on probation. So like not probation. He was
out on bond.
I guess bond. They turned whatever it is in Texas. They turned him out and were like, yeah, you just got to come back.
Was he awaiting court?
Yeah.
He was out on bond. That's way different than probation.
Anyway,
probation. I was like, I've never heard of town arrest. Like he's not allowed to leave his town.
The one I think was
he skipped fucking town. He skipped court.
But he just changed his last name. This was the mid '90s, so he just like he forged an ID and then just lived under an assumed name for like over a decade, and then
good old days. There wasn't cameras everywhere.
He got like a DUI right after. It was like probably like a little bit after Katrina. Like I would say like 2007, 2008. So like shit was like still real fucked up. He was telling me about OPP. That was the what it called.
What's OPP? I only know the rap song.
Well, you know me. It's other people's pussy. But no,
culture vulture.
Orleans. We can get back to that. I want to talk about that. But Orleans.
We're all over the place.
Orleans Parish Prison. It's like a jail, but it's the most notorious jail in Louisiana. It's like you do not want to go there.
Like Central Bookings or Rikers or some shit.
Bro, it's like Rikers, but it's big and it's old. And the thing about like getting there is that there's like a high likelihood if you get sent there, you're not going to get out of there for like a real long time.
You said it's a prison?
It's so it's holding, but like it's in a prison, and it like so.
Gotcha.
If you get like locked up for like a weekend sentence, or like let's say you're drunk and disorderly,
the county jail and the prison are all in one building.
So like you're drunk and disorderly on Bourbon Street, and then you get sent to jail and you don't make bond. They'll send you to OPP for just like overnights, and it's like you're in there with like convicted like murderers.
Oh, they dump you in the fucking in fucking Gen Pop.
Yeah, like it's. So
I thought they had like a separate wing for like.
Dude, well, it's just I've heard horror stories about this because there's like so much overflow. Like if you have like the means to get yourself out, you can get out of jail, like jail, like relatively quickly. You just need like the $300 or whatever. But like there's people that are like so fucking broke, and like homeless that they just get like they're like, well, I can't afford bail, and they're like, okay, we're gonna just send you over there for the weekend, and then like they send them to prison,
gladiator school,
and like
because they peed their pants on fucking Bourbon Street.
So
damn.
So like Miguel was telling me like he's like Hispanic. Hispanic, but he looks white. He talks like a white guy too. So like he was like, I kind of got like okay to like be with like the white dudes. The white dudes were like skeptic. They wouldn't let me roll with the cholos or whatever. But I had to be there for like 2 months. He was telling me that like every day someone was getting beat into like multiple people getting beat into comas in the shower because like and I'm like that's fucking terrifying, man. Like it doesn't make me want to go there.
No. You'd hope to go to like a low or like that's me knowing my prison knowledge from YouTube. Well, yeah. You want to go to like a camp or like a low, somewhere like a dormitory, something like low key, where everyone's just like trying to do their fucking 3 years and get out. Like when you get into those like level 1s and like penitentiaries and shit, that's gladiator school. Like, I think like you might die. Like
the Wes Watson dude that I just showed you, he was either in San Quentin or Chino, one of the two of them, and he was like, there ain't no rolling with God, man. Nobody goes in there. You're the color of your skin, that's who you're fucking rolling with. Otherwise, you're gonna end up like a fucking pincushion. And I'm like, like that probably, because California prison gangs apparently like the like top echelon of like.
They're super racist in Cali and I think Texas too.
Yeah, well
now on the East Coast, like people. Yeah, they kind of commingle. It's not as strict or whatever you want to call it, segregated. Yeah, there's like white, not many, but there's like I think Jumpsuit Pablo is in the Bloods or one of the notorious more black gangs.
Yeah,
and people were giving him guff for that. Like, there's no way you're in the Bloods, you're white, but like there like you said, there's more intermingling.
Yeah, there's
it just depends on where you are. Cali is like the notorious one for like you don't even like look at a black dude. Like it's just you're a Peckerwood and that's what you are.
Yeah, like there's like a lot.
I think Peckerwoods are cool. Are they Nazis?
No,
that's ABs, right?
Yeah, Aryan Brotherhood.
I just want to be like a biker dude. I don't want to be a fucking Nazi, but I guess they kind of mix. They go hand in hand.
It's so fucking weird. I just watched that Blood In Blood Out movie, which like there's like a whole bunch of movies from the 90s about like Cholo street gangs. That there's like American Me, Blood In Blood Out. There's this other one. They're all on YouTube too.
I feel like all the other races gangs are cool.
No,
like the Spanish ones.
Italians are the coolest, man.
Yes, but I'm saying, all right, in jail, like Mexican dudes, there's like MS-13. You got the fucking black dudes or the Bloods, and then like white dudes. It's like we're Nazis, dude. We got swastikas on our forehead. That's a tough one as a white dude. I don't want to go into that one. Why can't we just be like the Greasers or something cool? Like
you think the Greasers
the Jets
are cool?
And the Sharks will just be fucking.
We're here to fuck your day up, you black sons of bitches.
That's cooler than
Shanked.
fucking. Dun, 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 dun. Well, wrong song.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You don't know the.
I don't know the German national anthem, but
I got a funny one for you. A certain German.
Man, I don't want to be a Nazi. I'm cool with riding out with the white homies.
Hang
but
on.
I don't.
Hang on.
I don't want to fucking.
Hang on. I'm gonna make you laugh because this is really funny and it's a good way to tie this back into culture vulturing. So, a certain woman that I was engaged to for a little while, do you know who the previous gentleman that she was engaged to was?
Yes, I've heard this story. Wasn't he a...
yeah, he was an Aryan brother.
I didn't know he was an AB.
Yeah, he was serving I was
going to say, wasn't he a convicted murderer?
Yeah, a convicted murderer.
Life in prison, no parole?
Yeah, and it was funny.
That wasn't a red flag to you?
No, it was absolutely a red flag.
I ignore
what's he gonna
red flags are green
stop
lights.
Doing that, you're going to get her attention now.
I, as a man who's always ignored all red flags, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's one of those ones that would really stick in my craw.
I just like Camille's post of
that's
would a Joe go to jail?
All right. So break it down for us. So how did she meet this guy? Was this like Tinder prison? Like
yeah. So there's fan groups. There's like prison
fan groups for serial killers.
Yes, there are fan groups for both women that are seeking to date prisoners, and then her philanthropy, which I always found kind of charming. But I'm like,
did she know her father?
Yes.
Oh,
didn't get along with him very well.
I rest my case. Bring in the dancing losses.
But yes, what are you looking for, babe?
I need my vape, dude.
So
I'm fiending.
She was married, or she was engaged to a gentleman that boofed her.
That what?
Boofed her.
He boofed her what? Spit it out.
He had to. He made a ring and metal shop in prison out of materials that were probably otherwise going to be appropriated into a shank.
Or a license plate.
I shoved it up his ass and then gave it to her. This is a way of saying I want to get married. But yeah, anyway, so they met.
He gave it to her where?
In prison.
She went to the States to visit him?
Yeah, she visited him in prison. And yeah.
Wow, Joe. Hold on. There's a lot here.
Yeah, there's a lot.
She got on a plane for this guy.
I know, right?
But...
Well, she also wasn't bringing her kids. She also stayed at a meth. It's like one of her other prison, because she's like in a prison group where she's trying to convince me the whole time that she's not into prisoner guys, and I'm like, whatever. I'll let it.
Math checks out.
I'll let it slide. And then she's like, no, there's actual like fan groups for women that just want to fuck prisoners because they have like conjugal visits sometimes, and women are into that for whatever reason. So yeah,
don't you have to marry for the conjugal visit?
No, you can get around it in certain ways. Like
I thought you had to be like you had to have the ring.
Certain ways around it, and it's like
which are
wasn't really clearly expressed to me, but from what I understand,
a guard or something.
Yeah, something like that. From like because there's more like actually one of the prison YouTube things I see a lot of is the corrections officers getting snitched on for sleeping with the inmates, and then everyone in the comments is like, "Yo, quit blowing his spot up." It's like, what the fuck?
So it happens in the women's prisons sometimes.
Oh, I saw a lot of male prisons.
I was gonna say but the guys are like they're fucking. That's a fucking like a win for guys. Like they're not doing that. Like obviously they'll fuck the chick or whatever, but they're not doing it because like, oh, I love her, I think she's hot. Like they are
routine maintenance.
No, they are manipulating these chicks into like doing all kinds of shit for them. Like one of the guys got the chick to like help him escape. Like it is master manipulation. Like it is just like that, like I don't even know what you would call it. Like not the human condition, but it's like it's like fucking just scheming your way out of anything.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna fuck the nurse and I'm gonna get her to get me a cell phone and like, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's a win-win. He's getting pussy. One. That's like a fucking can't beat that in jail. But like they're not in it for the pussy. They're like, I want an iPhone and I want to leave here in the trunk of a fucking Honda Civic.
He's pimping from within the system.
That's
which
pushing
is
P.
fucking. That's fucking crazy, man.
Now with the other ones where it's like a male CO gets like a chick pregnant, like in Orange Is the New Black, then it's like.
I think it was rapey. I think it was Georgia or Alabama, one of the two. But there was like a corrections officer. They had to do a paternity test, and she came back with like 20 inmates' DNA in her or something, in like her mouth and like pussy and stuff. No. And then the paternity test was like someone not in the prison. Like the kid wasn't like, dude. I forget. Oh fuck! I think I was in Louisiana when this is happening.
What was she doing at work?
Everyone apparently. Bro, I had some interesting interactions with the prisoners that worked on the movies.
20 in a day, or like it was just how long does the test go back? Is it like hair? Is
dude,
it like...
I forget. I'm gonna have to look this up because this even was a corrections officer somewhere down south, and it was like she got knocked up, and the husband was like, "You got knocked up by someone from not me, like it wasn't me." And they tested her, and it was like 20 of the inmates, like maybe not 20, but there was like a lot of the inmates. Like
there was a woman who I think blew 100 veterans on like Veterans Day.
We've talked about this
2012,
before on
Jenny Jizz
on Snapchat, and you were showing people at a party.
Yeah.
Well, I got some interesting prisoners.
Dudes is impressive. 20 convicts. They're probably not showering as often as they should.
No, they're not.
A lot of cheesy helmets, dude.
I got some prison stories for you if you're interested.
You went to prison?
Not really.
No, keep breaking down this guy that She Shall Who Not Be Named was engaged to.
Oh, that? Yeah. Well, the culture.
What did he go to? No. Just let's go back. Let's do an audible. Let's go back to the beginning. What is he in jail for life for? Who did he kill? What do you know any details about his case?
I don't want to get into too much specifics, but he was.
What is his full government name so we can look him up?
Okay, so he is from a non-continental U.S. state where certain laws, like let's just keep it that vague.
I thought he was in like Seattle.
Let's keep it vague.
Who gives a fuck?
No, I do. Because anyway, so look, basically what happened was he grew up in a place that wasn't connected to the United States, where there was a lot more leniency with gun laws. It's pretty obvious where I'm talking about.
It's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, but he was in one of those states. He was doing a shitload of meth, from what I was told.
They do that in those areas.
And they do that in those areas. Actually, both of those areas are pretty well known for their meth.
Yes.
And, yes. So he was apparently pretty tuned up. Something transpired with, I think, an ex or a lover or a baby mama or something like that, and someone got shot and killed. And he was doing I think 20-something years.
He did it. Is he claiming innocence? Did he plead guilty?
He pled guilty, completely fucked his case up. And it's like funny because like being raised by a lawyer, you get to see where people
say baby mama. Did he actually?
I have no I don't know. I'm not being vague about that. I don't know if it was like there was something with a kid. Someone ended up being where they weren't supposed to be. A lot of meth was involved. Someone got shot and killed, and it was like he was the guy that shot the person, fled, and then eventually copped to it. And he was a fugitive, so they compounded.
I wonder what. We should get him on for an interview.
No, we really should. Because I'm about to trash the one part.
Yeah, I wonder. We'll consider the source you heard the info from, but I wonder like what happened. Like, was like a robbery gone wrong?
Probably something
like
that.
It's just like you never like you get this secondhand information like a decade later, but I wonder what the real scenario was. Was he just tweaking and he like fucking arguing and he got mad and shot the fucking motherfucker?
What I really think happened was that because he claimed AB. I think there was a little bit more tie into AB before he went in, because as the meth would usually indicate, you're probably dealing with somebody that is a supplier or manufacturer of said drug.
That rides certain two-wheeled vehicles.
So you get where I'm coming from with like they probably had some nefarious affiliations beforehand.
Right Those guys are hot.
Yeah.
Chicks love the bad boys.
So like I'm... so anyway, so he gets incarcerated, and then through my ex-fiance's program, where she was trying to connect pen pals with prisoners, and it was mostly thirsty women looking to fuck dudes. So there was a vetting process that she was the fucking chairperson.
That's so insane to me.
That's so crazy. Dude.
That's so nuts.
Crazy, right?
I get being attracted to the stereotypical bad boy or whatever the fuck. I get that. That makes sense in my head.
Right.
But when you go to like
extremes like that,
I don't even want to like talk to strangers, let alone like let me make a new pen pal in prison.
For a guy that took out his family, you're like, he's like murdered the mailman.
That's not cool.
No, it's not.
I'll write a letter to like someone cool in there, like Big Meech or something.
Well, here's the mental gymnastics they do for it. But there's like certain crimes where it's like I would reach out and write to fucking Kaczynski if I could, and he's a convicted murderer because he's the Unabomber, the guy who was like letter bombing people. So he's a convicted. I would reach out and write to him just purely, and like apparently my ex did reach out and write to Manson at one point, and that's
for
like
what?
How deep you want to go on? We could just make this about her because she's there's a reason I liked her, man. She's a fucking interesting person. She's
Same person wrote Manson?
Yeah.
Okay. I was picturing Rachel for some reason. She looks like someone who would write Manson.
She liked Frank Zappa. They kind of look alike. Zappa was from Maryland too, and Maryland is where he was raised. And they were doing like LSD tests at the military base his dad worked on or something.
I've heard the name Frank Zappa, but I couldn't picture him.
He made like a lot of fucking weird, creepy music in the 70s that was like theatrical rock.
That's
opera.
Gay.
Pretty gay. He's not one of my favorite artists, if I'm being completely honest. But tying it back to that, her kids, not that ex, the fiance ex, her kids know a Frank Zappa song called Bobby Brown. The lyrics are real fucked up. So it's like one of the few songs they know in English.
Shouting it with a fucking German accent.
Just singing it at full volume while we're in the car. I'm like, do they know what they're saying? She's like, not a fucking chance.
What's one of the more tame lyrics?
Fuck.
I don't know the song.
Just listen to it. I can't. I'm not off the top of my head.
What's the song called?
Bobby Brown by Frank Zappa.
I'll forget that.
Everybody,
10 seconds.
Bobby Brown. It's like that. That's all I know. But yeah, the lyrics are fucking.
Is it like I like chicken and water? Like
no, it's
is it
not.
Like dropping hard R's? Or
no, it's just like about sex and like drugs and shit.
Oh, I thought it was like a racist song.
Bobby Brown is like it's like about like the guy that used to beat
two
Whitney
German
Houston.
kids being like, mine
No, they weren't listening to Stormfront. What was the white supremacist record label that Ant had on O&A?
I don't know.
Panzerfaust Records. Yeah, Panzerfaust Records were the guy. We hate all shit dicks. Michael Jackson, shit dick. It gets stuck in your head.
That reminds me of the song by the Thunderlords called "I Like Dirt."
Why do I know that song?
It was on Tony Hawk's like Pro Skater 5 or something.
Yeah.
It's like 2009 or something. I like dirt, and dirt likes me. I get the dirt between my teeth. It's just a weird, stupid song. The cadence of the song you were singing reminded me of that. Someone out there is gonna know that song.
I was gonna say the Primus song kind of reminds me of it. Jerry was a race car driver and drove some goddamn. I thought that was what you were talking about, but
I don't know that song.
Primus, yeah, Primus. You know, like you gotta know Primus, right? They do the
I've
intro
heard of them, but I couldn't.
They do the intro to South Park. That's
okay.
Les Claypool. That's the guy playing the guitar in the beginning.
I was picturing like a Tool style band. Isn't there?
Tool is like
isn't there a band that the name sounds like Primus, but they do some type of fucking like alt rock? I'm thinking of someone else.
Tesla. Toyota.
Damn. I'm still thinking about the dude that shot someone and he's just
and then
getting fucking foreign pussy from fucking.
No, he didn't get any of that.
They didn't do a conjugal?
No, he didn't. She flew all the way over to the States, and I think they talked about like getting engaged or whatever, like so that they could get a conjugal visit down the road or something like that.
How long were they corresponding for before she?
Fucking no idea. Years probably. The funny thing about their correspondence is they give prisoners iPads now. So while she's in prison,
they're
it's
just
not like
aim chatting.
Yeah, they're FaceTiming, and like he can record videos and save them. So she was showing me on her, and this.
Did he have a hog on him?
No, I never saw that. I mean, he was a big dude. He was like over 6 feet, I think. With all the fucking swastika tattoos.
That makes you an extra 6 inches taller
and 6 inches longer. But no, she was showing me like pictures of him and whatnot, and there was like a video, and I was like, "What was that?" She's like, "Oh, he used to write me poetry," and I'm like, "Oh, wrote poetry?" And she's like, "No, not really poetry. He wrote me raps." There's a video of him rap.
It's a common theme.
The gayest fucking thing ever.
There's a white dude, right?
Yeah. No, he's black Aryan brother. That's just it. We were talking about.
I remember hearing this story like 10 years ago in the group or whatever, and for some reason, when I first heard it, you remember the guy Chris Fischel?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought he was like the guy.
Oh no, that's not him. No.
Didn't they talk or something?
Yeah, they used to be. They used to be hooking up, and Miles too. Everybody. We're just airing dirty.
They hooked up, today. Like hooked up.
Yeah. Sent the nasties.
Yeah.
It's funny how that group's imploding right now. I'm not even in it.
It's not even like a group anymore.
I know. It's like it's a faction. It's a fraction of a faction.
It's nothing.
It's sad. Everybody went their own separate fucking ways. We all grew up. Grew apart.
That sounds gay.
It does.
We were all like adults.
We all went out.
Me and you were like the youngest.
I know, right? By like 30 years.
Yeah. We all grew up. We went our separate ways.
We were in our 20s, like our early 20s when we first joined that group, and everybody's like 38, the youngest.
The growing up and going separate ways thing stinks.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
How often do you see like your childhood friends?
Constantly, man. Like, I mean, it was nice living out of state because that never would happen. But it's like here, it's like it's real depressing. Like.
Hearing it constantly. You see them all the time?
So I was at Lavari's for St. Patty's Day, and I ran into a kid he was the dude that rode the bus with me when I was in high school, and I'm
not talking random encounters. I'm like, your childhood best friend, like, yo, let's get together. I don't see my good buddies enough.
Well, I don't see like Kasach anymore because he's got kids and shit.
Like, I'm saying everyone grows up and it's just like the people who you spent the most time with as a youth. My buddies Johnny, Timmy, and Josh, we see each other like twice a year, like a funeral and a birthday party. And it's nothing against them or me. It's just like you said, you grow up and you grow apart. And
sad.
I was going to juxtapose this because me and Tina were watching Stand By Me the other night, and it's like the beginning.
So gay.
It was just the beginning parts where it was just like the four homies like planning an adventure or whatever, and I was just like, something about like the dad said something along these lines, it's just like, you're gonna get new friends or some fucking thing.
Yeah, and it's like something that hits
my dad like ruined that for me when I was a kid, where he was just like, we were like 10 and he was just like, yeah, you guys are all gonna grow up and like you're just gonna grow apart, like over time you're just gonna stop hanging out.
Dad.
And I just like didn't believe him. We were all like, no, we're gonna be best friends forever. And like I was like a little like 10 or something. I could fight like 5 of me. No, come back to
I could fight like 7 of me. Probably more. I was a chunky little kid, but
I remember being like bothered by that, and we were all like, no, we're gonna all get houses on the same street. Our kids are gonna be best friends. Like we had that like, no, we're gonna be best friends for life.
King of the hill.
And like I still do consider them my best friends. Like it's just like you grow up and you just we're all 4 of us work full time, like and then some. So it's just like 3 of us have kids. Like Tim, we're waiting on you. When are you gonna pop one out? But it's just you don't that growing up, and for some reason Stand By Me reminded that. I don't know why I'm pointing to the TV, but that's where I watched it. That's where I watch TV.
It's right over there.
That's where the magic happens.
What do you think Vinny's brother got made? Stand By Me, Tina.
Tina's childhood bedroom.
Do you play on your girlfriend and your
We
fucking
lived
child?
at her parents' house, and then we were like, hey, Tina's pregnant.
I used to knock.
I was just like, that's terrible. Dude.
I used to knock one of my exes around in her childhood bedroom, and it was funny because when her sister would visit too, they apparently shared a bed well into their like 20s, which was like just fucking. They grew up with like a household that only had so
many. Do you like bro sleepovers where you shared a bed?
Yeah, totally. But
that was like military rules or whatever. Yeah. Like it's just like feet to head,
purely conventional.
It's functional. Yeah,
exactly. It's like purely.
There's 3 of us here, and there's one bed. Like scoot over, bud.
So like when I would be like plowing my girlfriend, it would be like sometimes you like catch a whiff of like someone else, like because it's someone else's room, like you know what I mean, like you catch a whiff of like another person's like fragrance.
They shared a bed.
Yeah, they shared.
You were plowing your girlfriend, and
not
her
like
girlfriend?
While she was in the room, obviously, but like it's like her on my girlfriend's side of the bed, but like then you turn her around or whatever, and it's like, oh, is that your sister? It's like, yeah, like ew, it just takes you out of the mood for a second. It's
what?
Like, it's
I thought you were gonna go the opposite way.
Nah,
and then I got even harder.
No, it's just weird.
I was having an imaginary threesome.
No, it wasn't like obviously like plowing my girlfriend is sexual, but like thinking like, oh, this is where you and your sister like played dolls as kids. Like that's
weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not like I'm not saying it's like a sexy fragrance or anything. It's just you get you're used to like the way your chick smells, and then it's like something slightly different. You're like, what the hell? Oh yeah, you share a room with your sister sleeps where my cock is fucking making messes all over.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
I've done it at my grandparents' house, and
that's the one we
catch a whiff of old people, and you're like,
oh, Ben Gay. Some reason to rub. Stuff burns.
It burns like a motherfucker. Did I ever tell the Ben Gay story on here?
You jerked off with Ben Gay? You little fucking pervert.
Bro. Andy Milne. I didn't jerk off Ben Gay. Andy Milonakis had this segment where he's in a flannel and he pours Ben Gay all over himself. And he's on the streets in New York and he's rubbing it in, and he's clothed though. He's going up to people and he's like, "Oh, it hurts so good." Me and Johnny are in elementary school. Let's say I'm in 4th, he's in 5th, or maybe I'm in 3rd, he's in 4th, something around there. When Andy Milonakis was president, early 2000s, and we found Ben Gay in my grandmom's upstairs hall closet. This was a pool day, so we're like in our bathing suits. We're inside taking a break, goofing off, eating some Doritos. No, my cousin Sky was there. She was like maybe 3 or 4 years younger than us.
Where was Marley?
She was not there.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Marley, my friend Joe has a crush on you if you ever listen to this. She's married. Yeah, husband Weldon's a cool guy. He probably wouldn't mind. He'd probably be like, nice. He seems like a bro.
I would take both of them out for a lovely evening and try and fuck him first.
He does have like a nice mullet thing going, so it's pretty cool. He's like a Arizona redneck type dude.
Oh
he
yeah,
rides
like
quads
a Dan
and stuff.
Soder.
He's like a dune redneck. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Dan Soder type.
I don't know. Dan Soder's from Colorado.
They're plain
whites.
Anyway,
our brilliant idea is to imitate my idea, not we. I'm going to take all credit here. I'm a fucking dickhead. Imitate the Andy Milonakis bit, but didn't realize that it burned. I'm like shirtless. I'm rubbing it all over. I got it all over the carpet.
Nice.
I'm burning the fuck up. I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was like just some cream. It was fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And somehow in the process, I got it directly in my cousin Sky's eyeballs. So like I'm 10, she's 6. So I think she like bumped into me. Like it was all over me, and I was like flailing around, and I like rubbed it in her eye. Yeah. So
good job.
Yeah. So I got in a lot of trouble. My whole we're trying to like hide it. So like I like showered or something.
How are you gonna hide it? It's your logic there.
I don't even know if I got in trouble. I think we might have got away with it, or like.
I don't think you got away with it.
No, like I don't think my grandma found out.
Okay.
My grandpa was at work. He was still working as a cop. And it was like my grandma was downstairs. She had bad knees, so she didn't come upstairs a lot. But like my Uncle Dick came upstairs to like get a towel or do. He just needed something upstairs. He was going back outside, and like he was just like, it reeks of fucking Ben Gay up here. we held it in. Me and Johnny were like, I don't know. I have no idea.
What's Ben Gay?
Yeah, we were just like played dumb, and then like he left, and like he didn't mention anything of it after or whatever. And, dude, just howling, laughing after he left. Like, dude, he fucking knew. Oh my god, we almost got caught. I don't remember if I got in trouble or not. Sky was a little tattletale, so I probably did get in trouble, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like my grandma was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I don't remember the specifics, but. Got the whole fucking upstairs reeked of Bengay for like a week because I was trying to be Andy Milonakis.
I'm trying to remember what exactly I did with something that burned. There was some kind of lotion. Like, it wasn't Bengay. It might have been Icy Hot. Something like that, though.
I thought you meant something that literally burned. Like you were doing the Axe flamethrower.
Nah,
nothing
like that. It was like an ointment or something like that burned.
Icy Hot was our generation's Bengay.
I do remember putting it on my nutsack after lacrosse once. And it's like, it wasn't as bad as everybody. I think I had like
on a dare.
No, like I think I had like
it through your balls.
No, I think I had, like fucking Steve Sharippa's sauce. Use your balls, not your cock.
That's a real thing where there was some study. Did we talk about that on here?
Yeah, you can taste shit with your balls.
They like dip guys' nuts in like hot sauce or tomato sauce.
I have heard that actually, that like for virility or whatever, that they'll put like chili powder on your nuts or something, and makes you like fucking.
It's pretty cool.
Well,
cayenne pepper beanbag.
Yeah, it was cayenne pepper beanbag. Let my dog lick my nuts. But no, I think I had like a groin separation or something like that for lacrosse, and then like I just didn't think like, oh, that's like a sensitive area. Like I was just thinking like my hip or my groin or whatever hurts. Like sat down, was in a towel, and then it was just like. It like didn't hurt like that bad, but it was enough to be like this is enough to be uncomfortable.
You know it's gonna go away, but
yeah,
like,
it's like you had to like fuck. It was like my mom was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I think I got some of that on my nuts." She's just laughing at me like, "You're an idiot." Like
that's hilarious. I got the remember the Chinese oil?
Nah, but is it like the oil that you like put like on your like feet bottoms and like?
It was some. If you're super congested, it was like the super like minty. It had like a
tiger balm or something like that.
It wasn't a balm though. It was literally just like this. It looked like a fucking bottle of Rotos, and it was like super concentrated. You just dumped like a little drop out, and you rubbed it under your nose before you went to bed.
Okay.
But same smell as Tiger Balm and all that stuff, and I was like. Again, I'm probably around age 10. I was sick as fuck. I wake up to pee in the middle of the night. I couldn't breathe. So I took that stuff and I was at my grandparents' and I rubbed it all over my nose. I didn't know. I put way too much on. So my face is on fire, dude. And I'm like in tears. Like we were like, why did I do that? Like just like upset at myself. Face is on fire. And then I did the same thing where I go to pee and I got it all over my bird. And now I'm like running up and down the hallway like crying. Like Pop, my PB burns, dude. I was upset. I fucking got that shit all over my fucking unit. That shit is. It's like minty fucking habanero oil. Like it's so hot. It's more hot than like Bengay. Like it was insane. It was concentrated oil.
I didn't have concentrated, but the hottest part of peppers are the seeds, and when you de-seed peppers. They tell you, like, if you're just working with peppers, it doesn't really matter, especially, like, mild peppers, like jalapenos or whatever. But, like, if you're going to de-seed...
You can do it with jalapenos, too, though.
If you de-seed, though, they tell you, like, always, like, glove up because it's going to get, like, the oil from the seeds is going to... has more capsaicin. It's all concentrated in that. So, like, you're just going to get that, and it's going to burn your hands. But, like, if you have the seed oils and you touch anything else, it's going to be, like, 50 times hotter. I know this. Like, as a I'm diligent about changing gloves. So there's this one time when I was in Colorado where I had to cut poblano peppers, which are just big jalapenos. They're just bigger, tongue-shaped jalapenos, and they're about the same heat, too. Had to de-seed them, didn't wear gloves. Get home. My hands aren't burning anymore, but like I said, all of that oil is like in your fingernails and crevices and shit. Mm-hmm. hop in the shower.
Did you wash your hands at all?
I did multiple times. But
really?
It's like, dude,
I thought that was the secret. Like, oh, you got to wash your hands now.
You
can't wash it off.
It's not that you can't wash it off. It's just that it's in like nooks and crannies in your fingernails and shit like that. So like the more you like, you know how they say
you
like
got to
the more
call
you drink.
The can man to spray out all those nooks and crannies.
609-45-31.
jscroc0@gmail.com.
But no, like you know how like no matter how much you put water on like your tongue or like what, it's same principle for your nail. Like so, I hop in the shower, water's just spreading the capsaicin around. Get to my beanbag, and you didn't
think I probably shouldn't touch the beanbag right now?
I didn't. It was like hours before, but like dude, I am running around my room, jumping like fucking Donkey Kong, like just
that's the worst, dude.
It was I had to put my nuts out the window, like because I had a bunk bed that had an opening. Like it was about like I slept and the window was like about like crotch level, so I just opened the window. I put my dick and balls out the window for an hour or so and took a nap. It cured it, but like
it reminded me, I had a tick on my helmet when I was a kid, and something I don't remember if it was a bee sting or a tick, but my mom.
That's your wiener.
My wrong one. That was a good joke. My mom had to put, I think it might have been a bee sting, because a yellow jacket stung me on the helmet too when I was a kid.
What are you doing, dude?
Just running around the yard. No, it was like through basketball shorts. Right on the helmet, dude. Horrible pain.
Ow.
We had to put toothpaste on my helmet. It was like some like backwoods remedy. Dude. I just had like Crest wintergreen on my fucking young sensitive penis, dude. It burned so bad. It worked. I think it was the tick. I forget which one. There was like a tick like on my fucking pee hole.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. And my mom's like trying to get it off. And I'm like 4 or 5. And we're both like, what the fuck? Horrible experience for all involved. I can't imagine trying to pull a tick off my son's helmet. That's terrible. Then this was somehow the toothpaste or something would make it pop off or some.
Yeah, it smothers
like,
it. Yeah.
Some bullshit. And it worked and it was great. But my fucking tip was on fire.
It was minty
dude.
fresh.
You could brush someone's teeth with it.
You're 5. I mean, probably
Uncle Paul.
Yeah. Well, you said you had a tick on your helmet. I had a tick on my scrotum when I was like 4.
That's another rough place to.
Dude, so I was freaking out. Like my mom was coming at me with the little the tweezers and the little like pry thing, and I'm like screeching like a fucking siren. And she's like, "All right, fuck it." We're like, the Vaseline didn't work. No, we didn't do toothpaste, thank God.
Believe it.
But we were like, no, like we gotta go to the hospital.
I don't know if that was a real trick or if that was like a struggle.
No, that's a real.
If that was like a struggle trick, like, well, we don't have Vaseline, but we do have Crest.
That might have been a struggle trick. Actually, I'm not sure. Mint probably perks it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
But so my mom was like, no, fuck it, we're going to the emergency room. So it was like a Saturday night in like July, and Shore Memorial is hopping because like everybody's drunk at the bar and like getting alcohol poisoning and like DUIs and just like everything.
It's a fucking place to be.
Yeah.
Dude.
So they don't even have room for us in the ER. And I'm like 4 years old, so they're like, no, you could go to triage. They're like, he's not in a life-threatening manner. So they put me.
I don't know. That's pretty fucking important.
Well,
top of the list.
Here's where here's the priorities.
Throw my bag, dude.
Here's the fucking priorities. They put me next to a guy that had just been stabbed at Charlie's. And it's like bleeding from the fucking.
What do you got,
chest.
kid? Tick on your beanbag? Go ahead.
The dude literally leans over and goes, "Hey man, what are you in for?" And I look at him and I go, "I got a tick on my scrotum."
That's adorable.
And he's
That's
like
adorable.
bleeding out. He's like, "Nice." Yeah. Apparently, I was showing people. It was hilarious. I was
Jesus
at
Christ.
preschool the next day, showing all the girls. Like, I had a tick on my nuts, and they're like, "What's that?" Yeah. All right, anyway.
Damn. That's alpha
I was a little
dude.
Exhibitionist.
You're a little short king.
I'm fucking. Never grew from that size. Same size dick too.
He was packing.
I was a horse, mini horse guy.
Isn't Theo Von the one who tells on his podcast where he's like, I had an adult-sized penis as a young man or something like?
Oh man, that's gotta be rough. I don't know about that. No, I don't know.
I think he's just one of his bits where he's talking about he had like a giant wiener, and I'm like, all right, weird flex, but all right.
You ever see a kid that's like, I was not expecting that? I mean, obviously we've talked. Well, there's a kid that's like not a professional swimmer, but he almost went to college.
See his cock?
Yeah, we were swimming. He was teaching me how to swim, like not swim, but like do laps, and swim properly.
I'll shout him out. Jan had a pretty decent wrench for a Chinaman.
Nice.
Wasn't I heard all these rumors, and I'm like, not bad. Good for you, Jan.
Oh god damn, that's hilarious.
I've seen a lot of my friends' penises because we showered at the Atlantic City Skate Zone.
Yeah, same.
We had Greek men orgies every Friday night.
Did you guys like play grab ass and whatnot in the showers?
Nah, I pretty much just shower, but
didn't make eye
catch
contact.
a glance. You make helmet contact.
That's no, with each other's helmets. Yeah, contact. No, the one
Smallwood got soap in his penis hole once.
Really?
That was a whole big thing.
That's pretty
He was
cool.
Screaming in the showers. There's only 2 shower stalls. I thought it was gonna hit harder. That was a delayed reaction. That's a really funny story in my head. But there's 2 shower stalls. It's Smallwood in one, Dom in the other. There's no shower curtain, no nothing like that. And there's about 8 other dudes, with their towel or their boxer still on, their flip flop, their little shower shoes. I was just raw dogging athlete's foot. I didn't give a fuck.
Oh, I do that too.
But there's like 10 of us in there, 8 of us waiting. And Smallwood, it's after a win. Everyone's jovial.
Everybody's hard.
Everyone's everyone's got a nice half chub from the win. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's looking plump, looking nice. Now, Smallwood just starts screaming, "I got soap in my dick!" Just screaming. And then our other buddy Dom in the next stall over, he's like, "It's happened to me before, bro. Got peed out." But he wasn't joking. Like he's like, he's like
sincere advice.
Dummy, breathe, dude. Breathe. You just got peed out. You just got to focus. You got to pee it out. And all of us are just doing what you're doing right now, just falling out. Like this is the funniest shit. I've never had soap get sucked into my pee hole before, so I don't know. Oh my god. I've had burning pee hole, but never from soap. Usually from masturbating.
Oh, so
your dick ever burn after you jerk off?
all the time.
That's the worst.
So I got thrush from my
all
ex
the
girlfriend.
time. That's not all the time.
I mean, that's like my catchphrase here. Is, thanks for listening. Go fuck yourself. And then like you just ask me something that I say all the time. You never,
something outlandish. You know what I'm saying? Though you go to pee after you fucking rub one out, and you're like, dude, my pee fucking burns.
Like I was saying, my ex-girlfriend was on antibiotics, and I was fucking her.
Not that kind.
No, she gave me thrush. She gave me a yeast infection, and I was peeing fucking diamonds for like a week after that. I was like,
this is different. This isn't a yeast infection.
Anyway,
this is like you gummed up to works. Like you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. You get 2 streams. Like I get
just
what
like
you're
burns.
saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But no, okay, before I forget this though, I don't want to change topics too quick, but. While we're talking about all the fellas taking a laugh in the showers, so this kid that I was telling you about, I can't say his name, but he knows who he is. So there's this kid, and he's like a small dude, and he was teaching me how to me and my friend Craig. Fucking, I'll just say his name, Nick. Shout out Nick. But yeah, this kid Nick is teaching.
You could say these things on here because like. No one really listens to these.
I know.
I always get weird about censoring myself, and then afterwards, I'm like, I shouldn't have talked shit about Haley, whatever the fuck, the chicken Belize. And then I'm like, she's never going to hear this. It doesn't matter.
Too busy fucking Pat what's the name? John McAfee. Like,
yeah, no, it's just like,
who cares?
No one's ever going to, you know what I mean?
I know. Anyway, so Nick is teaching me and Craig how to swim, and I'm not just thinking, like these teachers us how to swim, get your strokes down, how to breathe. So, like, we're fucking tired after this. Like, we're doing, like, a quarter mile in the... Dude, fucking phenomenal cardio.
Swimming's the best exercise.
It's really good, and it's, like, it tires you the fuck out. So, like...
People used to say that all the time.
What?
Swim, like I was just like
it's really good, low impact. It's better than
best
running.
Exercise.
Yeah,
I feel like that was like a catchphrase in the '90s or something, or the early 2000s.
Maybe I don't know.
I think it's because my grandparents had a pool, but like I was a fat kid, and they'd be like, "Get out there and swim, dude. Come on, Tubby, it's great exercise." Everyone was just always telling me how good of exercise swimming was.
No, they're just trying to get you to exercise, you fat ass, you lazy child. I was the same way.
Had me doing the old woman class.
You're Bobby. You and me were both Bobby Hill. Like they're just like it's like we would go to the YMCA to like work out and end up taking a women's self-defense course. Like that's the nature of
I don't know you.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Hey Bobby, want to play kickball? But no, anyway, so we're at the gym at my college, and Nick, like I said, we're tired. So at the end of the day, and you're fucking right too. You're spot on. It is excellent exercise because all the old people would be there. It's like us 3 who are normal 20-year-olds, and it's like it's a cavalcade of like leathery old men, old Jewish guys from fucking like Hempstead and like Northport, Long Island, that all are in there. They were former employees or students of the school, and just like they still get a free gym membership, so they come and they use the pool.
It's my alma mater.
And they stand in a semicircle in the showers naked and just have a conversation every day.
It becomes normal.
So
I used to do that 3 times a week in high school hockey. It's just like,
so
some dudes would shower in their boxers. That's gay, dude. You got to rip it out.
Well,
Tennis or not, pull out the tennis. Let the fellas see it.
Like I said, I had no problem showering naked. None of me or the boys had problems showering naked. It was the fact that they would stand in a semicircle and just have a full-on conversation nowhere near where the showering was occurring. They would just be near.
I thought I was picturing like the shower thing that. Like, they have that shower head where it's like...
Yeah, big semicircle or whatever. Yeah,
where multiple people are getting in on it.
Yeah.
I thought they were showering like that.
No, so you're thinking of like the showers in the middle school that nobody used, where it's like a big rotunda of veranda, rotunda, I don't know, fucking panopticon of fucking whatever.
You're getting fucking
but
wordy on me, dog.
Dude,
you think you're better than me?
I do.
You say panopticon? What word did you just say? I don't even know.
Panopticon?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's it's the centralized point in a prison so that you can look out in all directions. So it's like that main guard tower where all the wings jut off of it. It's called a panopticon.
It's pretty cool.
You learn something new every day on the Blacktooth podcast.
I have a buddy that works in jail. He's probably sitting in a panopticon right now listening to this.
You haven't said it right correctly.
I don't know the word.
Pan.
I'm not doing this. This is degrading.
Panopticon. We'll break the word down. Pan is in multiple, opticon is in a place to look from.
Sounds like a fucking transformer, dude.
Yeah, I know, it does. Pan Optimus
Pamela Anderson Megatron, dude. A big transformer with huge tits.
Mecha Streisand.
That's cool.
Yeah, now we're talking. We got a transgender transformer that has 7 dicks,
That's
9
real
pussies.
Transformer.
That's what
dude.
it is. It's got real
gender transformer. It's got a huge penis.
It's more than meets the eye. Yeah. Let me finish.
This is good stuff.
Let me finish telling this story about showering with the elderly. But no, not like the middle school showers. It was more like the high school showers where it's like a big rectangle, but like there's just an open.
These were just the bros that get naked as soon as you get in the locker room.
Stand near where like you're showering off in the rectangle, but they're like near the front, so you have to walk by them to get to like your locker and shit.
It's pretty lame.
So they're just standing there in a semicircle with their wangs hanging out, doing that, and it got awkward because like at first we were like, okay, they're old people, like whatever, this is their thing, like we're just gonna ignore it, but like they would be louder and obnoxiouser and like get closer to us over time the more we were doing it. We're like swimming there like 4 or 5 days a week, so like every day they're encroaching on our space. So I know you don't know him by name, but you might know him by the song. There's this gentleman named Edward Kill. He is a Russian singer that he wrote a song that got renamed the Trollololol song, which is like he's this Russian guy with a big smile. And he goes, la, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I thought he was German.
No, he's Russian. Edward Kill is his name. And so we would go into the showers, and just as soon as we saw these guys start
so stupid.
fucking singing it in unison, but like we learned more of the song so that we could go longer, and it would drive them out. It would drive them insane, but like they would leave, which was kind of like the intent. We just didn't want them to talk. Like they would go talk around the corner. Like it wasn't like they were leaving the locker room like in disgust. We would just be like, so we would be in there. These old dudes would be like hanging out. We would just start.
There was a few kids in hockey that would just, as soon as we got in the room, this kid Sean Donahoe used to just get like, he played JV and varsity, and he's like 18. He's like a grown man. As soon as he got in the room, just butt naked.
He's got fucking.
He's just walking around naked. No, he's hairy as fuck. He would go, warning, and then he would rip his boxers off and make like this big display of it. And like, there's everyone else is hanging out in like their cup and like a t-shirt and like just putting their gear on, taping their sticks. This is like an hour before the game.
He's taping his stick.
His number was 69.
That's
Our uniforms were green.
Fucking man.
We talked about this kid before. He was the one with the red gloves.
My fucking man.
But yeah, he would yell warning and just make a big spectacle of getting naked, and it's just like that's kind of like Me Too-y at this point. Like there was no need for it. Like, all right, so bros would get naked. when you put your gear on, you'd have to fucking take your underwear off, or
totally, yeah.
in passing. But it wasn't just like, hey guys, I'm naked. Well, like it was just like you had to fucking get changed, but no one was just like parading their cock around. But there was another guy, the one coaching Smallwood threw the soap pee. Right. The guy Dom he would he would always do the brain thing. He had a fucking anaconda for a fucking. He was like 6'5", ginger dude, had a fucking absolute wrench, dude. He was soft like 8 inches, just a fucking hang dangler and giant nuts, and he would always just be like looking at Mars or brain or whatever, just always be flaunting his nuts. But him and the Donahoe kid were neighbors. They're best
just
friends.
Running around naked in their yards every weekend.
Sean Donahoe had a fucking shrimp dick, and Dom had this fucking pipe wrench, and they were like the fucking, instead of the Bash Bros, they were like the nude bros. Like as soon as we got in the room, they were just game, and there was no reason for it. Like no one was putting on gear yet. And they'd just be like, it's like a toddler just getting naked instinctively. Like they're just, everyone's like filling waters and just doing like basic tasks, listening to music, like just chit chatting, still in their street clothes, and these guys are like, I'm allowed to get naked in here. I'm getting naked in here. So fucking weird, dude. No one else did that.
One of those things
Why?
Was there was a kid, I forget what his fucking name is, and he's my age, he's not your age, but he was one of the mainland hockey guys, and I was sitting in at a locker room session before and after the game, and they did it both times.
I hated when people did that. When people would bring buddies in, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
It wasn't like
game time.
It wasn't bringing buddies in. I wanted to play hockey for them, and it was like they were supposed to be like explaining like this is the routine. So I was getting a crash course on what it
was.
Took.
Was this a game or was this like it was scrimmage or?
All right, so I can tell who it is. It was Dev. No, this was a game for
he
the
played
league.
For Mainland.
Yeah, he played for Mainland because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ocean City. He played for their ice hockey team. But they're my
I knew
age.
he played like Violent Patriots, but I didn't know he played Mainland too.
He played Mainland for a little while. This might have been Violent Patriots playing at Skate Zone, but I'm fairly certain it was because there's a bunch of Linwood kids there. Like fucking what's his name? Turcotte was there. Turcotte was on his team, and he was one of the ones that could testify that this happened. But Dev, so I'm with Dev's dad, who's the coach of the team. So he's also chaperoning me. So he's like, all right, you're retarded. You got to come with me. But he's like also trying to get me interested in this, and like I don't have any perception
of too.
Yeah, like I just had no perception.
I was in the room for Timmy's game sometimes, so
yeah. Like,
when I was a big time varsity all-star, I hated it when people brought others in. But
anyway,
this is game time.
So like this was just some fucking scrub, whatever game. But Dev
Sharks B versus Vineland B.
Yeah, Dev was suspended, but he still got the dress, and so I walk in.
He just sat on the bench.
So everybody starts applauding him right off the bat, and like half the dudes are in towels, so a bunch of dudes just start flashing everyone, and I'm like, all right,
that's funny.
Who's this guy? Like, so Dev eventually keeps showing his ass to me and Dev to the point where Dev gets mad, and you've been in Skate Zone, so you know how like all the lockers have like those adjoining things in the showers, so you can go in from either side.
You can go from room 1 to 2 or room 3 to 4.
And they lock on the inside. So yeah, Dev just naturally pushes the kid out, steals the towel, locks the door. No.
Bro, and the only way that's a legendary Skate Zone prank. That is legendary.
Through the enemy territory.
That's why the doors are so dented out. It's from helpless naked teenagers being like, no, let me out. It's like a game of Saw. And no, sometimes people lock you from the other side. Now you're just scared and naked. You're like a fucking caged rat. You're freaking.
The stinkiest locker.
You didn't play hockey at the AC if you never got fucking locked in the bathroom with no towel. They take your fucking towel. That's the worst, dude. I think we made Timmy run around naked once, and he had like his T-shirt or something to try and cover up with. Now this was late at night. There was no one else in the rink except like.
Why is this so fucking funny?
I forgot about that.
I did too, man. I haven't thought about this in like 15 years.
Holy shit!
I was a sophomore in high school when that happened, and
I've run around in my boxers a time or two. That's a fucking.
There's actually
I don't know if that's conducive to other rinks.
No, I don't think. I don't think
other rinks have locked bathrooms that connect. Now they would try. So like say you were in room 1, they would try to have the other team in room 3 or 4 so they couldn't connect. But there was times of schedule conflicts where like you're showering with the other fucking team in a tournament.
People are taking shits and flipping each other off through the fucking door. I've seen that before, bro.
Bad blood, and you're just like, all right, we're gonna shower together now. I've showered with other teams a few times, and this was more so like hodgepodge, like men's league tournaments and shit. But it's just like. I was just telling you to fuck yourself, and now I'm showing you my giant nipples. Like, this sucks, dude. This guy's gonna beat me up in the shower.
Well, there was one we can, because I want to do NASCAR segment because I had a blast.
I want one more funny shower story.
I have one too that we can break because I got pissed.
I went to football camp at Penn State one summer.
So I went to a lacrosse camp actually, where there was a game we played somewhere in Maryland, Gaithersville, I think, Maryland, where Dev got he was notorious. He was a great enforcer. Like, he was always getting fucking penalties and shit. But like, he was a phenomenal fucking defenseman playing lacrosse. This was when I played lax for Mainland too, for their youth team. But yeah, Dev was we were playing. Fuck you. We were playing in Gaithersville or Gaithersburg or something like that, and the team that we were playing, they were getting flags left and right too. But at one point there was a D-on-D collision. Dev ends up in the scrum, and the kid.
They throw flags in lacrosse.
Yeah, it's like a penalty.
Like a yellow flag.
Yeah, instead of the arm going up, because they if you get enough flags, they'll eject you. It's like they don't.
What is the flag? What color is it?
Yellow, like a football.
Same
flag.
as like a football flag.
Yeah, it's the refs dress like football refs too. It's like, I think, just for uniform purposes. But anyway, the fucking
Yeah, we gotta do the Blacktooth lacrosse segment, throw a ball around a little bit, film it.
Yeah, dude, totally.
See how much I suck.
Well, I'm blind, so probably.
I can throw and catch and like whatever, but when it comes to hitting the net, I'm one of those ones where, with the right stick, I had one of Matt Schuler's sticks that was dialed in, like, for, I guess, my style of throw or whatever. Yeah. And, like, I was hitting the net good, ripping top chetty, you know what I mean? But a lot of times I was using, like, a Dick's Sporting Goods stick, and, like, it would just catch on the, like, on the way out, on, like, the lip or whatever, and it would just go straight into the dirt. Like, I was Donovan McNabb of lacrosse, so right in the dirt.
You gotta find the right
But Matt Schuler had this, like, Paul Vrabel fucking warrior stick. Like, it was game stick, and I was using it just throwing like fucking sidearm, and like it was going where I wanted it to go. That was nice.
I had a Johnny.
It was the only time I ever used a nice stick.
I had a Johnny Christmas warrior.
I dented like Jan's or someone's warrior lacrosse stick.
Yeah, they were very dentable sticks.
Bad,
they're not like hockey. They're not made the same way the hockey warriors are made. The warrior
and
hockey
you're beat
sticks
once it's dented.
It's dented.
Yeah, you're fucked.
It's fucked. I watched some dude. I checked some dude so hard his warrior carbon fiber exploded in his hands in 2 pieces, and it was like wrapped. So the carbon fiber exterior is like the print, but the inside it's like all coiled up, like it looks like electrical tape kind of, but it's just like a tight coil of the shit. And I hit it so hard it just busted the stick in half, and this coil comes flying out. It just like sticks in 2 pieces, and it's kind of like hockey where you're supposed to drop it, but he held onto it, so they threw a flag, and we got a penalty. I hit the dude, so I thought the flag was on me, so I started running to the box, and the fucking they were like, no, that was on him. He's trying to play with that, and like, okay, whatever. Anyway, so this story. So Dev causes this traffic jam, ends up in a scrum. The kid drops gloves on him. Dev goes to fight the kid. Kid ends up like, it gets broken up immediately, but Dev gets ejected. Our team gets ejected from like that part of the bracket, so we're done for the day. Fast forward a year, I go to a lacrosse camp at Westchester University, Pennsylvania, and I'm walking, and one of the kids that had a shirt from that tournament, I was like, hey, you remember playing Mainland? Like, and he was like, yeah, you were the guys that got thrown out. We were like, yeah, who was the other team that got thrown out? And it was like, actually, that was our team, and the kid that got thrown out is like right over there. And I'm like, not like, I've got nothing to say about it, but it was like, what the fuck was that all about? He's like, yeah, like your boy ran me over. And then Dev's thing used to be he would just like run into people, and then if you started like chirping him, he would just go, whoo, like right in your face.
That would really annoy me.
He did it, and the kid dropped his gloves.
If I got leveled, because I would talk, if I'm getting leveled, I'd still be talking shit. I was a big chirper. If someone read in my face as I just got crushed, dude, I'm taking a flagrant. I'm going the Tyler Honesty route, and I'm fucking two-handing him in the head.
It was a goalie camp, so I hit the kid. We were doing drills or something like that, but I hit the kid upside the head with a fucking shot and gave him a rare from across the thing, and he was about to fucking run up on me. Oh, it was so much fun.
Josh Mander had the funniest one, dude. He would go into the corner, and he would just be like grunting like a gorilla. Like he'd be coming in. He'd just be like forechecking, coming up to someone, and he'd go.
You know who else
would always freak me out? I'd be like, huh.
You know who else would do that is Justin Stefano and Julie. But when I played roller with both of them, they would do that thing where they would like huff and puff into the corner, and then like and like try and like get you to move. Like they would try and like like something like Robin Williams.
Julie Stefano sucked. She was such a fucking
Justin was good. He was a good D guy because he's big, but he tried to fucking tee me up one time, got me up against the boards, and I elbowed him in the nuts, and he went down, and like I was like, dude, come on.
There was just those people that like. Roller hockey was huge when we were kids, and there was kids that played since we were in like 2nd grade all the way through high school every year faithfully, and like they just like never got better.
Wojo,
fucking, he wasn't good.
It wasn't he wasn't good. I was older than him, but everybody was like, "Dude, the kid's a stud." I was like, "Kasach skates faster than him. I'm a scrub." And
I remember him being decent. I think I played with him after high school.
He wasn't bad, but they were like, "He's a stud," and he was like on the travel team. And Tyler even was like, "This kid doesn't really like. You could probably make travel if you just got different skates and lifted your legs." And I'm like,
"Yeah, you have that wonky roller hockey skate style."
Yeah.
But you're akin to like a Joe Lombardi to me. Where like
Lombardi was great. He was fine. Yeah.
You're not like exceptionally talented, but you have wheels and like you just
hustle.
Yeah, you hustle. Yeah, you're just
like that's Lombardi. He was never fucking good. He couldn't stick handle for shit. Like,
but he would pull off some goals just because he was
in the right place at the right time.
And he just
picked
fucking
up the trash. Always was in the right spot. Like
Or he would just get breakaways because he was quick and he would just fucking turn on the jets.
I watched Lombardi fucking eat shit one time. He crossed it. He was trying to cross over into the fucking he was going behind the net up the corner and it was I think trying to like dump it up the board. Or he just was doing
always in the mix,
doing too many fucking things at once for him and just fucking
Lombardi
ate shit
was a fucking
and
beauty.
cut his fucking chin open. It was like bleeding, not bad, but like bleeding all over the fucking. It was a Caldwell rink, so it was like that rough, jagged fucking concrete. I just remember it being like
there was a game senior year. There was two upper teams. There's too many kids. So there was like we're all buds, but there was like an intense upper one versus upper two rivalry, and we met in the playoffs. I wasn't there because we had a mainland game in like Pennsylvania or Mount Laurel or some shit. Couldn't go.
Sounds gay.
My ice hockey coach, shout out to Ralph Triboletti. He was actually one of my favorite coaches. I had him 3 out of 4 years. Ralph was the man. He was like a tough coach. A lot of guys didn't like him, but like I don't know. I don't know. Me and him just like I like bought in, you know what I mean? Some guys are like, fuck, this guy's a jerk off. And I'm like, nah. Like, I'm going to fucking... He was like a Torts kind of personality where he was fiery. Yeah. But like, I went to war for that guy. I would run through a brick wall for Ralph.
I'm not trying to say that it's like the same fucking thing, but yeah, having a coach that cares, more care is way, at that age, significantly... Like, I would rather have a coach that's passionate than an apathetic...
And he had the credentials to back it up because he played like 10 years in the A. He played for the Hershey Bears. He won the Calder Cup with the Hershey Bears. He was the fucking Preps varsity high school coach for like 20 years. He won like several state championships with the Prep.
On the board.
Yeah. Ralph was the fucking man, but a lot of guys didn't like him because he was like, a bit of a fiery Torts. Like he would call you on your shit. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway, I forget where I was going with that. What the fuck were you just talking about?
Well, I was I forget where I was going with that.
Lacrosse?
No, something about... I don't know. I got to piss like a racehorse.
Me too. Yeah, that's going to bother me. What the fuck was it?
We'll think of it in a sec.